That's he's a very famous singer. Alternative style.
Ямар стyle?
Alternative rock. Yeah. You go DJ Japanos, Americas.
Viral digging, viral DJ. Javkha, viral DJ. Do you have your Facebook or Instagram?
Yes.
They have a big community. Mongolian vinyl.
Oh, Hayassen. Too many people. What's your name?
So cute. You know, like, some people get older and they forget how to love music, culture, and life. To see these gentlemen come together, have a meeting about vinyl to talk about music and share interests, it really touched my heart, man. It's so wicked. It's so good. Or Boney M version.
This is what we got, right? Is it which LP is it on?
You like Boney M?
I do actually. You have to dance to Boney. Yes, in my heart. See, Boney M. M for Mongolia, M from Asia.
Yeah.
It's a pretty intense record cover though.
За, өчтөр өөрөө ямар болов шүү?
Өчтөр өөрөө үнэхээр гайхалтай байлаа. Өчтөр өөрөө миний мөрөөдөл биелсэн л яваад л тоо. Миний ихний мөрөөдлийн ба зорилгууд ингээд биелж эхэлж байгаа юм ашиг байлаа. Өчтөр намайг харсан хүмүүс бараг хэлчихсэн гэж хэлэх байна. Маш гоё байсан. Яа, үгээр хэлж үзсэн бичмгүүд юм сайхан байлаа.
Hey Liz!
One thing to say, yo, ma,
Come make me rock some sweet roots reggae music.
All right, you want to say something?
That's some serious business. Totalized sound.
Yama.
Everything good.
Yeah. It's different taste.
No, same sauce, but just special edition label for music festivals. For
I see.
in the suka suka sauce, we put your music in here, and people buy it. Okay, what is this? Cooking, listening to your song, and then right away, like it's less of a barrier to entry, right? Like you will discover Macho music. Suddenly, the Jamaican sauce, you discover Mongolian reggae. Sick, you know?
Representing Totalized Sound in Nagoya, Japan. I met him through a Korean friend who lived in Shanghai. And they do, now we're good friends. This is a reggae skateboarding hamburger man. This is Masia One. As I tell her all the time, it always makes her smile, it makes me happy. I started as a fan of Masia One. It's true, I discovered her music in Malaysia. And not only does she make really interesting music, we have Macho. Macho has his first Mongolian reggae single, and he's been a big fan of reggae music. And this is the sort of great people that you discover, not just when you travel, but when you travel and create together.
True.
This guy, I don't know. What's he doing here?
Samano.
Danny Nimbe.
Javkha.
Javkha, Timo.
I'm from ARTGER.
ARTGER. Javkha is one of my oldest Mongolian friends. Mongolian radio station. And since then we've worked on so many projects. He's one of my great friends. Hey, this is T. Let's talk about genres. Yeah. When I first met Javkha, we talked a lot about classic rock. One of the first projects we did involved Elvis Presley. I really love rock and roll music. It's probably my first love. But rock and roll has lots of connections to other genres. Reggae music since the 60s in Jamaica, a lot of it was produced and funded by expats who came from Hong Kong. One of the most famous is Randy Chin, who ran Randy's record store. And he worked on and producing many songs, many labels. Actually, in 1967, we had a man named Stephen Chung do the first ever true crossover when he did his song Always Together, which was sung in Chinese with reggae musicians backing him in Jamaica. But since then, there's been a lot more. Let's talk to these guys a little bit about more recent things and how they discovered reggae music. So, Hayassen, it's the first time you heard reggae music.
Say it again.
It's the first. No worries. What's the first time you heard reggae music?
70s reggae music. 70s.
1970s. How old were you? Were you a boy?
Boy.
How young? How old?
Yeah. Maybe 10.
10 years old?
Yeah.
What song? Do you know a song? You know the song?
Bob Marley,
Bob
Peter Tosh,
Bob Marley, Peter
Yeah.
Tosh,
Jimmy
both
Cliff.
Whalers, Jimmy Cliff, sure. So, and this is Japan, where there is a big reggae scene, you know. A lot of things in Japan, these subgenres, people take very, very seriously. Asia One, when did you discover reggae music?
I was born in Singapore, but I grew up
Yeah.
in Canada, Vancouver actually.
Vancouver?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And in Vancouver, my brother used to play a lot of Peter Tosh, Toots and the Maytals, also Jimmy Cliff. He played like gangster rap, he played like Snoop Dogg and Toots and the Maytals at the same time. So
Sure.
it's kind of how I turned out, like hip hop and reggae music.
Yeah, you've always crossed arms. Let me ask you this. When's the first time you thought about or heard about Asia and reggae music?
Actually, I didn't think about it at all because I grew up in Canada. I was working
Yeah.
in America. Then I moved to Jamaica, and when I was in Jamaica, I discovered there were a lot of Chinese Jamaicans. But
Yeah.
it's not like everyone makes music. Chinese Jamaicans run businesses
Sure.
and do other things. So I didn't think about it until only a few years ago. I moved back to Singapore, and I walked into a venue and discovered a band called Bushman, who is one of Singapore's most prominent reggae bands. Whoa, there's reggae music in Singapore, and from there I discovered the rest of the reggae in Southeast Asia.
This is kind of a loaded, maybe an interesting question, but were you unsure about being an Asian person doing reggae music? Was it something that you were skeptical about, or you were intimidated by, or did you just go into it head first?
You know, when I listened to reggae music, when I went into discovering more of it, I don't think of it as a genre of music. It was just more a culture and a way of life. So I had moved from Hollywood, where there's a lot of like superficial things that happen, your appearance, and you know, and I went from Hollywood to Jamaica, teaching in the ghetto, teaching little kids. And anytime you have a place where people don't have a lot, but their bodies to dance or their voices to sing, is the greatest creativity. And so as an artist, I was so moved by how amazingly talented these young reggae artists and dancehall artists were that I just fell in love with it. And later found out that this is the roots of hip-hop. The toasting culture is the root and foundation of hip-hop music. So yeah, I just went deeper and deeper.
Kool Herc came down from the Caribbean.
And is Jamaican.
Absolutely.
Is Jamaican.
He came and he was the first hip-hop DJ. Macho Man. Oh yeah. When did you first hear reggae music?
When I was young, I remember it's Thriller. It's my first song is Mongolian reggae music.
That's your first tune? Who was it?
Soldier.
Soldier.
The group. It's a reggae band.
Yeah.
The reggae group. You know, Ratabat. Ratabat is my first reggae music.
Yeah, he's a godfather, for sure.
Yeah.
So cool.
So respect this.
What did you think about it when you heard the sound?
I'm so surprised. When I was young, I listened to really love the hip-hop music, and then it's hip hop music, yeah. And then it's first time so fantastic and surprising. Whoa, what's that music? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so cool. And maybe hip hop? Or I don't know.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah.
Oh, okay. And then I'm searching, and learning, and loving reggae artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
I'm not a hip hop.
No more hip hop.
Hello. No more hip hop. Now reggae.
It's all good. Hayassen and I, as I mentioned, have a chance to travel to different places over the last few years. We've done some tours in China, tours in Vietnam, tours in Japan, of course, where he's from, and now Mongolia. What do you think about reggae music in places like Korea, places like Vietnam? Do you like Asia reggae music?
Asia reggae music.
Yeah,
すごいね。
yeah.
素晴らしいです。Great.
It's very interesting. When you went to Korea to DJ, were you scared? Were you excited? How did you feel?
Korean good reggae band. Many reggae band
Yeah,
in Korea.
Far East.
Yeah. Selector.
Yeah,
Good selector. Many good selector
yeah.
in Korea.
When you go, DJ, were you scared? Were you happy?
Happy.
Feeling good?
Of course.
Yeah. You've had a chance to work with dancehall artists from around Asia.
With Mighty Crown production, it was Music is Our Treasure.
What's no?
Daywalkers was done
Daywalkers,
in LA.
That was done.
Flourishes. The producer, one of the producers on Miseducation.
Oh, that was Daywalker. Okay.
So when I was in LA, it's almost like convincing the Americans to go more raga style.
Okay. So you did that before you went to Jamaica.
Yeah, before I went to Jamaica.
Okay.
Because I was in the Toronto music scene, and Toronto has such a big Caribbean population, and I just started getting into dancehall more.
Okay.
And once I went to Jamaica, that's when I had a chance to work with Sizzla and open for Lady Saw, and I opened for Future Fambo, and then I was like, whoa, like. It was, as a rapper, sometimes you think about lyrics and you just want to impress people so much, like, look at my ill 16 bars. But as a reggae artist, they really know how to perform. They feel the vibe of the crowd, and it goes back and forth. The show is as much the crowd as the artist. You know? And so I think that was something valuable to me.
So you work with DJ Sarasa?
Yes, DJ Sarasa in Japan.
From Japan, right? So, yeah, we want to talk a little bit about the Asia Reggae Dancehall Connection. And you also have had songs danced to by dancehall groups from around Asia. What has it been like for you to connect with the Asia Reggae Dancehall music scene?
Sure. I noticed that in Asia, that's less. The dancers love dancehall, but for the musicians, it's more about bands, right? Cover bands of Bob Marley songs. In Indonesia, we call it chiket reggae because chiket reggae.
Just the guitar.
But I mean, in Jakarta, Indonesia, one city alone, there's over 3,000 reggae bands. You know, so to think that there's no reggae in Asia is crazy because it's just the message, right? The message of the one love, positive message. The Sufferers music, like don't give up, you know, keep going. It's a universal message. So I could go to a music festival in Semarang. There's 40,000 teenagers there for ska music.
You have in Jamaica, and more than just Jamaica and Grenada and the parts of the Caribbean, you have small tropical islands, hot, humid weather, that have a history of being colonized.
Yes, yes. I would even say that in Singapore, the man Sir Stamford Raffles, who's known for like founding father of Singapore, was born in Montego Bay.
Interesting.
So even though Singapore is so different from Jamaica and the Singaporeans would never think of themselves as Jamaican, there is a lot of ties in history.
Absolutely.
Lee Kuan Yew, one of the person that built Singapore, this modern day Singapore, went to Jamaica, worked with Michael Manley to see post-colonial parliament. So yes, definitely there are links there.
In some ways, the Mongolian lifestyle is very different than what you might hear about. You know, Mongolia did have the Soviets here, but also it's the sound and the texture of the area is very different. You have the dry air, you have the open spaces. It's not necessarily the same as it is in the Caribbean, but still you relate to the music. How do you feel about when you hear the connection between those two things? Do you think it's a very different lifestyle? Do you still appreciate it? How do you think about it?
Yeah, it's all things different. Yeah. And I think, as my opinion is, we are different, and black and yellow and blah 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 and mountain now, airplanes maybe, but something, so many things. But we can join together. One thing is music. So of course. So I like it. In my first listen music, maybe reggae rhythm, instrument sound. So like maybe I was born maybe Jamaica, like that in my inside, my inside. They have a maybe Jamaican boy.
Soul.
A little bit.
Past life.
Yeah, past life maybe. So I really love this music. More in ragamuffin like my.
Makes your skin
Yeah.
Yeah, and ultimately, if the sound speaks to you, that's what's more important than any of the external things. So all the things are metaphorical, they speak to us about life. Anyway, well, thank you, Macho.
Don't worry.
Thank you, Masia One. Arigato. Hayassen. This is DJ Bio, your homeboy from the Hudo, saying goodbye from ARTGER, goodbye from the fucking world. Marshta, Dara Otsi.
One thing we left. Let me ask you a question. So, tell me about the Reggae Naadam in Mongolia. What happened?
It's quick.
What happened?
So, let me say, in the past we brought over kind of a fusion Spanish band that had reggae influences called Planeta Lim, but this tour that we put together was very special because we have an Asia-wide reggae dancehall connection. And so last night we had a show, and it was good vibes. We had a good time. We had Mongolian people dancing, people discovering new sounds. Did you have a good time, Asia One?
You know, I was so nervous because I was afraid of the language barrier, but the vibe, they could feel my energy and they're just like throwing their hands up and enjoying anyways. It was amazing. And I discovered new artists.
Yeah, and I was very impressed that a lot of Mongolian people saw Hayassen's records. Like, what is this? They're coming over and filming and thing. The people were very interested in your records, right?
Yeah.
To me, it's just interesting to break new grounds, to introduce things that are not otherwise available, just to see what happens. You know, you take spaghetti, you throw it against the wall, and you're never really quite sure what can happen.
Okay.
And I think that's just an important thing. You know, there's a lot of, more and more in Mongolia, there's commercial opportunities for techno and house international people. And I think that's good and that's interesting, but there's opportunities that you want to see things pushed forward, new things that might not otherwise have the opportunity. And I find those things very interesting and exciting.
Cool. So what do you think, Macho?
Last night, my dreams come true.
Oh
It was
yeah.
awesome. I'm a Macho Mongolian reggae artist. Since Jam just started, but they had my right side, left side, Masia One, Hayassen, DJ Bo. Whoa. It's really good. It's really, so cool, so cool. And Mongolian reggae music is so good thing. Level up. International artists come here, and more important, the beautiful woman, beautiful man, the good man, and maybe next time when the reggae artists can go
Yes.
international stage, world stage. We love
Big
this. Thank you, come
collaboration
here. Yeah,
songs.
collaboration. One good thing is Masia One and me together. Yo Mafa coming soon, yeah.
Watch out for that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool. All right, we already did by step.